What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. We're going to be doing some work on the M3. I have some parts that we're going to be installing today. These are engine mounts, and then we have some valve cover gaskets and some other stuff. This car's biggest problem right now, it has like a horrible like engine vibration, which sitting here at idle, like I can like feel it. The engine mounts are collapsed. These cars have hydraulic engine mounts. The hydraulic like fluid will leak out of them, and then they don't do engine mount things anymore. So this thing, when you're driving, you get like a vibration in the steering wheel. That's because the engine is so collapsed. Part of the oil pan is like starting to hit the steering rack, which isn't good. This car is just a mess right now, so today we're gonna show it the love it deserves, and then we're gonna go out and have some fun in it later. Alright, so I'm just cruising at like normal speeds right now. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to hear that, but at around like 3,000 RPMs, somewhere around there, when there's some load on it, it kind of like starts to shake and has like a weird like resonancy to it. Hopefully that should be fixed, which I'm pretty sure it's engine mounts, but I guess we're gonna find out in today's video. And it's starting to pour down rain on me, which is nice for doing some skids, but when your engine mounts are blown out, you really can't do that. I had to stop at Target real quick. I just want to say, I have no idea who left those donut marks on the ground. If anybody would do something like that, they're a horrible person. I just got back. We got all the supplies we need. First things first, my garage is an absolute mess right now. We do have the lovely E30 here, and I'm gonna hang some lights under this thing because this is kind of like a dark space in here. Power of YouTube editing magic. It's all gonna be done in 3, 2, 1. We are going to be working in the engine bay, doing engine bay things. Before we get started filming, I think we're gonna whip the hood off so Brandon can like film me doing everything instead of having this hood blocking me. We're gonna whip the hood off, probably like put it in my living room. Pick it up. It's that aluminum hood life, you know what I mean? Wow. I had to change my shirt because I don't want to ruin my cool Senna shirt. I'm gonna start like removing the cowl and all that stuff. We're gonna take the intake off and the intake plenum off, and then all the breather stuff, and we're gonna whip the valve covers off. I'm just gonna pretend that didn't happen. It's a big air box. This intake manifold, or intake plenum, I should say, is held on with a bunch of small little 6mm fan clamps on each cylinder, but they're placed in a position to where you can get to them. So we're gonna take them all off right now. This thing should just come off just like that. You guys can see those trumpets in there. I go like, I can start it right now. If you guys don't know, that's what an S65 sounds like with no intake manifold on. I took the passenger side valve cover off. Believe it or not, these things are actually made out of magnesium. As you can see, it's all off. That looks really, really good in there. I'm actually super stoked about that because, like I said, this engine was replaced. So this engine's supposed to only have 60,000 miles on it, and that looks really good. There's our driver's side breather. These are the cam position sensors. Coil packs. Yeah, I got pretty much everything mostly out of the way. Now we're just gonna whip all the bolts out for the valve cover. Come on, come on, come on. This cover's off. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna take everything off of here. Gotta take the cam positioning sensors out, all the spark plug tubes, and then we are going to degrease them. It's a T30 that holds these on.
Many minutes later.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're about, I don't know, an hour later. have valve covers out. We hit them with some degreaser and the power washer. And then I have this Wrinkle Plus black wrinkle stuff. Wrinkle paint, I don't know. I don't think it's that ricery to do.
It's not like you're doing it on that up there.
Yeah, it's not like I'm doing it on a Honda, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna vigorously shake this thing, and then we're gonna bring it back inside, then we're gonna hit it with a little bit of heat so we get that bubbling effect.
A few minutes later. 346 minutes later.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
I'm actually pretty happy with how they turned out. It looks pretty good. Doesn't look ricerish at all. It looks like, I don't know, it just looks nice. Just looks nice. They're still a little bit tacky, so I don't want to put them on quite yet. I might put these on later tonight, and then tomorrow we'll do the engine mounts and then go out and throw like a little like Sendy drive, maybe. Just like, look at that, guys. It's just gonna look so nice. A few hours later, valve covers are completely dry. I'm actually throwing them on now. I have the passenger side valve cover on right now. Putting on the driver's side, I'm just still amazed with how clean this engine is inside. I'm gonna go ahead and throw that valve cover on right now, tighten down all the bolts, and then throw like all the coil packs on, the wiring harness on. And then after that, it'll be time to do the motor mounts. Get these hoses out of the way. And I lost the 10mm. Where did I put the 10mm? Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to day 2 in this beautiful video. Today we're gonna be throwing in the engine mounts. They're just OEM rubber engine mounts. I was gonna get polyurethane engine mounts, but they're actually the same price as the OEM engine mounts. Polyurethane engine mounts, I feel like the stock engine mounts are just stiff enough and they're just perfect. I know they aren't gonna last as long, especially when you're driving on it hard. The noise and the vibration you get from the polyurethane isn't really worth it. And I got a Red Bull.
Where's the sponsor? Come on, Red Bull.
Yeah. No, like, dude, Red Bull will sponsor us one day. It's like that one SpongeBob thing. Pinky up.
That's just fancy talk. If you want to be fancy, hold your pinky up like this. The higher you hold it, the fancier you are.
How's that?
Higher.
Like that?
Now that's fancy.
I do have the valve covers on, except we got a problem. The spark plug tubes are leaking oil. If you look right there, I don't know how well they're gonna be able to pick that up on camera. That's like wet, so I'm gonna have to go and replace them again, which sucks for me.
Winning, you lose some.
Yeah, you win some, you lose some. But you guys notice I don't have the stock intake manifold on. Those are open trumpets cut out of a stock intake manifold. I'm gonna throw the stock intake back on for this video because we're gonna be saving this and the sounds and the glories of this for another video. I guess let's get this thing jacked up right now. Bam! I gotta whip off the under panels, loosen the motor mounts, put the engine bar on the thing, then start dropping the subframe and putting the engine mounts in. So you can like access the engine mount's like back there. Now I have all of the bolts out for the engine mounts. I'm just gonna kind of like lift the engine up as high as possible right now. You guys can see how I can wiggle the engine and it will move around now. I'm gonna go under the car, get the jack, place it under the subframe, and then slowly lower all of the bolts to the subframe to lower it down. Slide the engine mounts. Slide the engine mounts out. I can't wait to have a lift so we don't have to do this. Fire.
Watch it, Captain.
I'm watching it. Just a little bit more.
Good. You're good. You're good.
You're good. You're good.
You're good. And stop.
Oh.
Look at that munch.
Engine mount is out, ladies and gentlemen. Time to get the other side out. I think the other side's gonna be more of a I gotta stop swearing. I gotta stop swearing. All right, guys, so if you look, like put them side by side, you see how much higher the new ones are? Look at that. Like, you know how, not last video, but the other video, I was talking about how like the engine sits down so low. So let's throw these new ones in and then throw the subframe back up and then let's take it for a little spin. Right there. So that one is in its spot. So now what we can do is start slowly jacking up the subframe. All the holes are in, all the bolts are on, they aren't tightened though, so let's jack up the rest of the subframe, get it in place, throw the subframe bolts back on. We're gonna torque down the subframe bolts, and then we're gonna put it back together. And then this car should feel so much better now. My oil pan was hitting on my steering rack. That's how bad these engine mounts were. You guys see that? Like back behind where my finger is? Oh my Lord! Jude Casey is in the building. Bro, look at the fit this kid. Look at the
Fit check. Fit check.
Oh, that's just fine. We're pretty much done. I got the under panels back on. The engine mounts are replaced. These are the old mounts. I am a filthy, dirty mess. So we're gonna lower this thing on the ground. I'm gonna get cleaned up a little bit and then we are gonna go out for a drive and see how much smoother this car is. All right, guys, we're gonna go on a little test drive now. Got it all cleaned up, changed my shirt. I'm a cool guy now. I'm gonna start it up and we're gonna see how much smoother it is. So much smoother. So much smoother. We are gonna go for a drive with the open trumpets. We aren't going on a far drive just because I don't have filters on it, but I'm gonna like make almost like a little kit, and then we're gonna make some open trumpets and like some nice air filters and everything, so we can really hear this S65 scream. You smell the oil burning on my headers?
A little bit. Kind of used to it.
Dude, this thing is so much smoother. Holy crap! It literally feels like a new car. That sound is crazy. Why does it, oh my God. I love this car so much. It feels so good now. Is that fire? Be honest.
That was fire. Thoughts, comments, concerns?
I don't know. I don't know. Like that sound, you don't get that with other cars. Huh? What, a 392? You're gonna get that with the 392? Ugh. Well guys, I'm gonna close the video out right here. I don't know how long this video is gonna be. I don't know what all it's gonna consist of. I'm gonna put the stock intake back on. That was just for that. And then in the future, I'm gonna actually like make a proper setup with like a Ram air filter for the trumpets. And I'm gonna make like cone or like a big pod filter that sits around all the trumpets just so they aren't out in the open air sucking down dirt. I have a huge parts list on Turner Motorsports. and this car is gonna get totally transformed. Basically, all the suspension on this car is gonna be completely different. Set of big brakes. Like guys, this car is gonna be a badass car. And so is the E30. We just got some sick cars on the channel. And if you guys aren't subscribed, there's something wrong with you. So that being said, guys, annihilate that like button. Just like take that like button and bang! Hit the subscribe button, turn on post notifications, because I post at least once a week. We love M cars. M cars are the best. They make the world go round. If you guys are here till the end of the video, comment M car, good car. As I always say, dream so big it's scary. Peace out, and I'll catch you in the next one.